Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you and welcome to my yoga class. Hopefully you're coming back, but if it's first time, welcome. We're just gonna jump right in, and I do hope you have a nice sturdy chair. I hope that you have water nearby. We will not be having any music playing, so just if you'd like to take a moment, you could pause. That's the beauty of these videos. You can pause, get whatever you want music-wise, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Honestly, it's kind of strange, but I've gotten used to no music during yoga, which I used to have music to set kind of my mindset, but I don't need that anymore. So, got rid of that crutch. All right, so go ahead. We're gonna get started though, so just take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Like you're blowing out a straw. Do that a few times. Maybe get settled. I don't know what you've been doing so far today. You could be later in the day by the time you watch this, so. Or maybe you're just getting started and waking up. All right, so if you're able to, once you've done that a few times, try to breathe in and out through your nose. If that's not comfortable, that's okay. But for yoga, we do try to breathe in and out through that nose. Maybe straighten up that spine, make sure it's nice and tall. We're not slouching. Roll those shoulders back and down. Hands are just comfortable in your lap. You could just be sitting nice and tall right here. You could have one leg up or both. You can decide what you're doing. Just focus on that breath. Close those eyes if it's comfortable for you. Just getting settled. Try to make that inhale a little deeper, all the way down to that belly. Hold it for just a moment. Exhale, get all that air out. Just settling that mind down, trying to relax. All right, we'll take one more breath. And then when you're ready, exhale, we're going to drop that head over to one side. You can continue to have those eyes closed if you'd like. Just nice and easy. Still just trying to take those nice deep breaths. And with every exhale, just try to get that ear just a little bit closer, just relaxing down. Just slowly working out that neck. Just being intentional about what we're trying to do here. Take one more breath. Exhale, we're going to rotate down to look at that elbow. You can either keep that gaze just right here at the elbow, or little by little start adding a twist. But if you're going to add the twist, wait 2 or 3 breaths before you do. You need to first kind of get settled right here at the elbow. And then if you want to go deeper, you can. Don't just jump right into it. Take one more breath here. So when you're ready, exhale, I'm gonna gaze up, just nice and easy. If you need to, pause at that side position first, and then it's just ever so slightly, just a small gaze up. Try to make sure that spine's nice and tall. We're not leaning out. I could feel myself leaning, so I'm straightening back up that spine. Just feeling that neck in just a slightly different way with that twist up. being very gentle. Only one more breath here. We won't hold this one as long on the up. Exhale, we're going to roll that chin to the chest. Just pausing right there. I just took a breath and already popped something in my back. So I just want you to really think about, as you inhale, the rib cage is opening up. Think about those ribs opening up, pausing, and then exhale, coming down. Just nice and easy. Maybe with every breath, that forehead is sinking down a little lower. So we're stretching out that rib cage as we breathe in. We're also stretching through the tops of the shoulders onto maybe the upper back, depending on how tight you are. Sometimes I feel this halfway down my back. I don't today, but depending on how you're feeling, sometimes it can go way down your back, just tucking the chin. We'll only take one more breath here. Exhale, slow, slow, slow. Don't move fast. You could hurt your neck. Let that head fall back. We're trying to really let that chin shoot up for the ceiling. So think about stretching out that spine taller, but keep those shoulders softened. And as I do that, I can feel the stretch in my back. And for me today, that's stretching up this direction with that chin. I'm feeling it almost all the way down to my waist, actually. But keep the shoulders softened. They want to creep up. You could always put those hands up for support if you need to. Try to let the head fall back a little, kind of like in camel pose. Not kind of like, it's like camel pose. Only one more breath though. I don't hold this as long on the ups. Exhale, look through the center. We're going to drop the head to the other side. If you have one leg up or both, switch them. You want to have those hips even. Drop that head over to the other side. Nice and easy. So just let that head melt down as you're breathing here. Maybe taking notice of how it feels compared to the other side. If you feel a drastic difference, maybe you could think about what you've been doing, maybe how you slept, just taking notice of that. Take one more breath. Exhale, we're going to rotate down nice and easy. So same as the other side, after a couple breaths you can add the twist, or maybe this side you do or don't. You don't have to do them exactly the same depending on how your neck's feeling. Don't force it, so just depending on how your neck is, you might feel differently, so don't think that it has to be exactly the same. Make sure too, if you're adding that twist, you're not leaning out. I do have a tendency sometimes to slowly start leaning because I'm trying to look farther behind, but try to keep that spine nice and tall. We'll take 2 more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, we're going to slowly gaze up. If you need to, pause at that side position. Make sure that ears is close to that shoulder as it can be, and then gaze up. Nice deep breaths. Only one more breath here. Exhale. Roll that chin around to the chest and then look up through the center, just nice and easy, moving so slow with that neck. As we're stretching that neck out, fast movements, you could actually pull something, so just be careful. All right, scoot out to the edge of that seat. We're gonna take 3 nice deep breaths. Palms are gonna face each other. Stretch way up, palms out, get those arms back behind you. 2 more. One more. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way up. I'm checking my shirt to make sure. I guess I should always check to make sure I have a long enough shirt on. That could be awkward. I'm good. Shrug those shoulders. Probably too much information to tell you, but sorry. Walk those feet out nice and wide. We're going to just rub that bowl. It's just such a good one to just slowly start getting things warmed up. I know we start off with this one a lot, but it's just a good one. So nice and easy. Remember too, it doesn't have to be the same every time. You know, depending on what's going on with you. Maybe you're able to go a little deeper with it, or maybe you need to pull back a little, which is perfectly fine. Nice and easy. Always at the back, give that pause, stretch. So we're stretching through those arms. I can really feel that through the tops of my shoulders. I'm curving my spine, tugging that chin, keep going. So just always keep in mind of how you're feeling, and don't try to force yourself. I think it was back in the spring or maybe early summer. One more. I only could go about right here across the front. I could not go any lower than that. So don't try to push it. Other direction. Sometimes it's hard to not want to go full force of what you know you should be capable of, but just be gentle with yourself. Love yourself well. I think sometimes we get lost in loving everybody else well, and we don't give ourselves enough care. But if you're not caring for yourself, you are not going to be any good for anybody else. Just a little side note for the day. Go down nice and deep. Come on up. For years I was a caretaker, and you cannot take care of other people well if you do not take care of yourself. I learned that the hard way. So nice deep inhale. Stretch way up. Exhale. We're going to go right into a spinal twist right off the bat. Nice deep inhale. So we haven't done a lot to warm up. So this would be the same thing. Don't try to push it right now. Just nice and easy. I'm not going back nearly as far as what I normally do, but we are going to come back to this a little later and go deeper with it. Just breathe right here. The shoulders should be softened. That spine is nice and tall. We're not dropping that chin because we want that just nice straight line all the way through the top of our head. Gaze is trying to get back as far as it'll go though. We'll just take one more breath. Exhale. Slowly come forward. Nice. Right to the other side. Exhale. Nice and easy. One more breath. Exhale, slowly come forward. All right, I'm about ready to blow your minds. We're gonna do cat-cows right now, which normally we only do at the end, but we're doing them right now too. Mixing it up today. All right, hands, we're getting real wild today. All right, hands on those knees. We're going to be doing this at the end too, and I just really want you to take notice of how you're feeling right now as we do this, because I want you to feel the difference of right now compared to the end. And I will say you should feel a very drastic difference when we do this at the end of the class, and if you don't, then that means you weren't pushing yourself enough today. So, nice deep inhale, scoop on up. Nice and easy, move so slow. Chin is shooting up, curving that spine, pause, and then exhale, roll on through. Tucking that chin, really stretching through the arms, curving that spine, pause. Just go back and forth, nice and easy. Little by little, you're trying to loosen up that spine. We're going to do our pigeon today, and I'm trying to, we're focusing on that spine and the twisting as we did to help with that. Okay, 2 more times, both directions. One more time all the way through, and then we'll meet in the middle. Remember to match your breath, so it doesn't have to be exactly as the same timing as me. So that's why we'll just meet in the middle when you're done. I would say that's probably one of the good things about if you're doing this from home, is that you're not comparing to other people. So you're able to go at your own pace, which is good. Shrug those shoulders. Really make some big circles. So think about those shoulders making big circles backwards. I do my chicken wings. You could have the arms down. That is up to you, but I feel like I'm more exaggerated with it because I'm really pushing up and then pushing those elbows back. Do that a few times. We're doing this because with the pigeon, we're going to really be stretching the tops of those arms, shoulders area. So I just want you to really be loosening things up. All right, walk those feet back out. If you're not out at the edge of the seat, please do so. Walk those feet out. Might as well work our ankles right now while actually let's walk them back. One more time and then back out. Just getting a little extra work for them. Ooh, mine are cracking like crazy. All right, we're gonna draw that circle with those fingertips. This is a good one for the whole body. I want you to take notice of when we go the first way, how you're feeling, and then back the other way. Also with this, the slower you go, the better. It's giving you a moment to really, it's hitting so many spots, different areas as you go around. And as you're slowly going, it's just giving you time to maybe think about that, of how you're feeling. All right, nice deep inhale. Stretch way up, draw that circle. So every time around, try to imagine as if you're just getting those fingertips a little bit farther out to the side. Stretch way up. Going as deep as you can at the bottom. Everyone's going to be different on what that is. Try to get that head down as close to the floor as you can, so you're really bending those elbows. Still give that pause stretch up every time. 2 more. One more. Last one this way. Try to go even slower on this last one. Stretch way up. Other direction. Still, every time around though, I want you to give that pause stretch at the top. Two more. Stretch way up. One more, last one. Make it a good one. Stretch way up. Bring those arms down opposite directions. Nice and easy. Nice. Walk those feet together. All right. We're gonna get that hip going. Sorry, my butt bone's cracking on the seat. Need more cushion in my bottom. All right. Really flex that foot, yes, flex that foot, but really make big circles with that leg, other direction. So even right now, we're working that hip. We're getting it real good and warm and loose. But we might as well stretch those feet out while we're here. So really stretch that foot. All right, go right over the other one. Nice and easy. Make sure you have a nice tall spine. I can feel myself slouching a little bit, so. A little clickety-clack is not going to kill you either. You can hear mine making some, I sound like the mine ride at Cedar Point. Other direction, nice and tall with that spine. I could feel myself slouching. And when I tell you different little things, it's because I can feel myself doing them. I know we didn't do this foot. We'll go back to that in a second. Move it every which direction. Okay, other foot. Other foot. Go every which way with it. Point and flex. Go back to another way. All right. My butt bone is cracks on this thing all the time. I'm so sorry. Nice deep inhale. Need to bring my own seat cushion. Exhale. If there was music, you wouldn't hear that. Nice deep inhale. Although maybe you're able to get rid of those sounds. Are you able to get rid of those sounds? Sorry, I'm not so surprised. Can you hear them then when I do it all the time?
No, not all the time.
No, not all the time. Oh, see, I just did it. It's this one. My right butt cheek is a little not as beefy. All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I should not have said that. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, sorry. I apparently need to talk to somebody. Okay, pull that leg in nice and tight. Remember, if you need to, that foot still, everyone's gonna have that foot flex, but maybe you're somewhere through here. You can even be holding onto your pants, but if you're able to, pull that leg back. Nice deep breaths. Okay, one more breath. Exhale, so we're really rounding those shoulders forward, curving that spine. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see me. I don't think I ever do this sideways actually. But as we're here, I'm rolling my shoulders forward and I'm trying to tuck my head down as far as I possibly can, just trying to get as small as you can. Keep breathing right there. We'll take one more breath. Exhale, come on up out of it. And we're going to go right to the other side. So still flex that foot, just try to spread those toes out. Remember, it could be at any point, even if you need to just have your foot rest on the floor, that's fine. Nice and tall. Just breathe right here. When I first started doing this one, I don't know why, but when my leg was up, I would hold my breath all the time. I don't know why. Yeah, so breathe. If you're not, breathe. Normally in class, this is when I'd be like looking, and other people have that tendency too, so there's something about this pose that makes us want to do that. So this is when I would be looking at everyone's chest to see if they're breathing. One more breath. Exhale. Get as small as you can around that. Grab that foot leg, whatever works for you, to just get it as small as you can. Nice deep breath, still breathing here. I say deep breaths, but do the best you can. It is a little trickier being that we're scrunched down like this. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, just nice and easy, come up out of it. Put that foot down, shrug those shoulders. All right, 2 nice deep breaths. Exhale. Okay, we're going to go back. One more breath. Exhale. Remember, you could always alternate the direction of those palms too. It's going to slightly change the stretch. All right, we're going to go back to that spinal twist. Do our legs forward fold on each leg, and then we're going to move on to our pigeon and start building that up. That'll be our highest point. So we are going to do this twist. As we're here, we're going to be going deeper, so I'll be holding it for a little while and being very still. So, but as you're here, exhale, you're going to twist every time. So here we go. Nice deep inhale to go deeper with it. Exhale, let all that air out. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, try to go a little bit deeper. Think about wringing out that wet rag and just giving a little more twist. And if you match it with your breath, with your exhale, you're going to be able to go deeper. Always trying to get the gaze to keep going if it can. 2 more breaths, so one more chance to go deeper. And then one more breath. Slowly, slowly exhale, twist, untwisting. Move very slow because it's a deep twist. You could hurt yourself doing that, so don't move fast. All right, nice deep inhale, other side. Exhale, let all that air out. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, go a little deeper. I know some of you like to have those arms shooting out in front and behind, but this would be a good time to use that hand for leverage and grab a hold of the chair too. If you notice you're starting to round after a certain point, come out of it slightly. That means you've gone a little too far. We want to keep that nice tall spine. Going as deep as you can. 2 more breaths, 1 more chance to go deeper. And then 1 more chance, slowly come forward. Shrug those shoulders. All right, we're gonna move on to those legs. We're gonna do our forward fold, so come out to the edge of that seat if you're not already. We're gonna really flex that foot. Toes are trying to spread out and come back. Here we go. Nice deep inhale. We're only gonna do this 1 time on each leg, so if you wanna go deeper, you can. We're hinging from those hips, flat back as long as you can. Palms are facing each other. Get those fingertips out as far as they'll go. When you get to your point, then you can curve the spine to finish folding over. Just nice and easy. You could be flexing the foot a little bit more to go deeper. You could, my chair's sliding, so I'm gonna grab my chair instead of my leg. You could be on the exhale trying to go a little deeper. Holy moly. You should be feeling this the whole back of your leg, more than likely. Nice deep breaths. I'm actually pushing towards the floor to try to go deeper. Okay, 1 more breath and we're going to stack those vertebrae. On the exhale, remember head and arms hang, so ragdoll up. Nice and easy. Slow, slow, slow. Shrug those shoulders back. Other leg. Here we go. Nice deep inhale. I thought for a split second, I thought it was a bug. Exhale. I would have really freaked out. Get those fingertips out. When you get to your point, then you can curve that spine. Remember too, if you can, let the head fall, because it's a weight, it's heavy, so it's just going to help with the stretch. But if you do get lightheaded dropping the head, then keep your gaze about a foot in front of your foot, but you could still be trying to get that chest lower. But if you're able to, let the head fall. You could be grabbing your leg, your foot, the chair to pull you down. I usually do push my fingers towards the floor to help go deeper. As I push my chest down, you just do whatever works for you. Could be flexing that foot a little bit more. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Just slow and easy. Stack the vertebrae. Let me check the time. Yeah, so we're going to work those shoulders just a smidge more before we go on to the pigeon. So I lied. We're not jumping into the pigeon. I think we need to work our shoulders just a little bit more, because what we're going to be doing with this is really going to be pushing your limits with your shoulders. So I think we need to just do a little bit more with that, for your sake. All right, so have those legs coming straight off those hips. We're going to lean out over those legs. I'm slouching right now. I can feel it. So pull out that spine. So it's like you're pulling out that string, straightening it up. Stack the shoulder. You can do whichever side you want to do first, because we'll be doing both. Try to have those shoulders stacked right on top of each other, as if there's a ruler connecting your shoulders. All right, we're going to do some nice slow circles, just warming that shoulder, getting a little deeper with it. Every time the arm is by the ear, give a little extra stretch to those fingertips, and make your circle as big as you can. So what I'm saying by bigger, not just bigger this way, try to get it back as far as you can, because you're going to appreciate that you've done that a little bit when we start to do our pigeon. 1 more. Okay, when the arm gets to the bottom, change direction. Same thing though, get that arm back as far as it'll go this way and back that way. When the arm's by the ear, give that little extra stretch to the fingertips. Keep going. One more. All right, nice and easy. Roll over to the other side. Get in position. So if you need to, pull that string off the top of your head to straighten up, pull out that spine, make it nice and long. Roll it top shoulder back the best that you can. Everyone's going to be different on what that is. Same thing though, when those arms are by the ear, stretch those fingertips. Nice and slow. So get that arm back behind you, that direction, and the other towards your back more. Okay, when the arm gets to the bottom, change direction. Slow and controlled. My tennis ladies love when we do this one. There's a lot of them at the Y. They come to tennis, or come to my class when we had class in person, and then they went to tennis, and they liked that particular one because it's such a good one for the shoulders, tops, that upper back. Let that head hang just right here. You could slowly be shaking the head no. I personally think it feels good to push the forearms towards the floor while I'm trying to lift my spine for the ceiling. If you do that one though, only do it for a couple breaths and then let it go. It's kind of intense and you shouldn't do that for many breaths. Just breathe right here. We're going to take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, and then on your exhale, little baby push up. Only using those arms, keep those elbows tucked in. Nice. Good job. Okay, so I'm not sure what it's, when you're into pain, what is that? There's a name for that. When you like painful things. Maybe I'm a little, we'll see. I did this in my yoga, we did pigeon in my yoga class the other day, and I told them, which I know I've told you guys before, if you're not sore the next day when we do especially certain poses, then you were not doing the best you can. I'll say it that way. So we did this on, what day is that? Tuesday. So Wednesday, yesterday. Right? Today's Thursday. Yes. Sorry. I felt like someone beat me with a baseball bat. My arms, my shoulder, everything was sore, but it was because we did pigeon the day before and I was pushing it because I hadn't done anything for a few days, so I was purposely trying to make up for lost time. So we're doing this again because my body is still kind of sore, so I'm trying to power through the pain and stretch things out more. So I will say you are going to be, you're going to feel a little uncomfortable tomorrow, but it's good. When you feel that way, that means magical things are happening and it's a good thing. So with that being said, we're going to start. So let's just take 2 nice deep breaths now that I've scared you with my exhale. Nice and easy. Get all that air out. 1 more. Shrug those shoulders. All right, here we go. We're going to lean back out over those legs again. Same thing as before. We're going to pull that string out the top of our head, so straighten up that spine. Shoulders are pulling back though. Stack the shoulders again, just like we did before with the circles, except for this time we're just going to reach that arm straight up for the sky and we're just going to breathe right here. Not going deeper with it right now. We're just going to breathe right here. If you can't get the arm shooting, and I get that some you can go back farther, but right now we're going straight up. If your arm doesn't go up straight up, wherever your point is, depending on if you've had shoulder surgeries, that's perfectly fine. But regardless, your gaze is going to be on your fingertips, regardless where that arm is. Just breathe right here. We're warming up that shoulder by doing this. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Exhale. As you weave through, other side. Just breathe right here. You know what? I misspoke. If your arm can only go about this high, don't keep the gaze on the fingertips. If you're able to, twist the neck and try to gaze up towards the ceiling. I shouldn't have said keep it on the, because I know some of you have had shoulder issues and your arm cannot go shoot up for the sky, which is fine. Remember too, one side might be totally different than the other, which is fine. Part of life. We're just getting things real good and warmed up in that shoulder right now. One more breath. Exhale. I'm just gonna give you a moment right here because we're gonna be going, I'll talk you through this while we're just hanging out here. Just don't do anything here, just breathe. Let the head hang. Totally relaxing it. Don't try to hold the head up because then you're just still tightening up muscles, and try to completely relax that head right now. Just breathe right there. So we're gonna, that first side, I'll just talk you through this while we're hanging out here. We're gonna go back to that other side. We're going to start off with our gaze up, get the arm up, shooting straight up if we can, or whatever your highest point is. Breathing, looking at the fingertips. Little by little, and this one you're not matching with your exhale. This one you're just going to, as you can move. You're going to be trying to get that arm back farther and farther behind you, going to the other side. So it's going to be a really deep twist. You may get to the point where either your gaze or your fingertips will keep moving, but the other won't, and that's fine. Just whatever is willing to move. So if you can keep the gaze on the fingertips, please do. All right, here we go. So this is going to get a little uncomfortable. I will tell you that right now. So just gaze straight up. Little by little, we're going to bring this hand back. If you want to just continuously move it to your point, that's fine. As you breathe, just maybe take it like a clock. The second hand just slowly taking little notches. That's fine, whatever works for you. Both sits bones need to stay on the seat though. So if this side over here is popping up, you've gone a little too far. But little by little, we are trying to let that arm fall back. And I'm telling you, this is a deep, deep, deep stretch. I know it can get uncomfortable. I usually do tons of talking during this point just to distract your mind a little bit. So I can still slightly move my arm, but my gaze cannot follow any longer. So that's stopping. But my arm is just slightly going a little farther. I know this is a deep stretch. I know it gets uncomfortable, so focus on that breath. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Whew. Exhale. Go to the other side. Just weave it on through. Other side, other side. Maybe think about what your to-do list for today is. All right, same thing. Let that arm fall back. And I get, like, it can get very uncomfortable, so you maybe don't want to push it, but just push through that a little bit. You know the difference between pain of hurting yourself and a deep stretch pain, so just don't hurt yourself, but you do need to be pushing yourself also. Breathe right here. You can do this. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Whew. Exhale, we're just going to hang out in the middle again. Wowzer. I don't know about you, but I can definitely feel a lot of magic right now. Holy moly. Just breathe right here. We'll do 1 more breath. Exhale when you're ready. Little baby push-up, only using those arms. Nice. Whew. Shrug those shoulders. For me, this feels good. I can feel that across the tops of my shoulders. If it doesn't for you, just play along and roll the shoulders back anyways. Whew, that should feel good though. Got to keep an eye on the clock. All right. We're going to do the legs separate, and then we're going to combine the two together for the full pose. All right, so here we go for the legs. Real nice and tall. This one can get uncomfortable too, so just always focus on that breath. All right, so for you, everyone is going to have that foot flexed, so that'll be the start. You might just cross your ankles, or maybe that leg is up here, whatever works for you. If you can, slowly start working out this way and have that ankle on the leg. Also, I could tell right off the bat, I could tell this should not be at an angle. Your knee needs to be stacked right under getting your knee under your ankle might be tricky. Your ankle should be stacked under your knee. This is not twister. This is yoga. Close, but not quite the same. All right, flex that foot. I'm trying to see. This would be a good time if you have a mirror reflection of some window, whatever, near you that you could look, because it is gonna, if you have this leg, you're gonna be able to go much deeper, but it's not that true stretch. It's gonna make it harder having that leg back here. All right, so nice and tall. We're trying to have this shin bone parallel with the wall in front of you. All right, and let me see. This is parallel with the wall, and then eventually this would be parallel with the floor, like completely horizontal, but you can, I'm at an angle, but that's fine. We all have stuff we gotta work on. All right, nice and tall. So I'm already feeling it. I'm jabbering through this on purpose because I'm already feeling this in my hip. You could be giving a little pressure right now too to this. We do hold this pose longer, so just breathe right here. So we've been in this first kind of phase, point of it. I don't know what you want to call it. The first section, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, sorry. We're gonna hinge, sorry. It's that kind of day. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe people come to my class to hear my silly jabber, I don't know. Makes them feel better about themselves. All right, we're gonna have that nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're gonna hinge from those hips, just slightly. Now listen, it's a deep, deep hip stretch, I get that. It's not gonna be some grand gesture of movement of coming way down. You're not getting that full stretch. You have got to keep a flat back. So this would be a good time. I know sometimes we do this with the ties. Oh, we should do ties next week. Pulling those elbows back right now. Even though I'm giving pressure, I'm pulling my elbows back because it's helping my shoulders stay down. I know, I'm trying to talk you through this. This gets so uncomfortable. We'll take 2 more breaths. I'm running out of words to say though to fill the gap. All right, slowly, wow, that is such a deep stretch. Come on down. All right, wowzer. We're just gonna go right to the other side, get that leg up, try to get that ankle under that knee. Flex this foot regardless. Remember, you could have more of the ankles crossed or your legs crossed, you decide. You could be giving pressure to this leg right here. We're just gonna breathe right here. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. You could, maybe for you, it's enough to not even put the pressure on the knee right now and just be breathing right here. I can feel it a little bit, but I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper and push that knee down to work at this becoming finally completely level. Just breathe right here. Okay, we'll take one more breath here and then we're gonna go deeper. We're gonna hinge from those hips. Exhale. So we're hinging from the hips. Keep a flat back, do not round it. Think about the shoulders trying to pull down. Maybe the elbows are pulling back. That'll help with that, keeping a flat back. So what it is we want that nice flat back as we go deeper with it if you can. We're not trying to round. You could still be giving pressure to that knee if you want. If you wanted to on your exhales, you could be going a little deeper. You don't have to though. Oh. Sounded like a dragon's trying to fire up. Just breathe right here. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale. Oh, assist that leg if it needs it. Oh, okay, let's just work that hip a little bit. Might feel good. Just make some, I'm not even making my circles as big as I know I could possibly. I'm just wiggling the hip a little bit. Other direction. Might just feel good a little bit for the hip. We're nearing the end. Once we do this, we're just gonna slow things down after this. So this will be the worst of it right here. And then we're moving on, slowing down. Easy peasy stuff after that. All right, let's just take 2 nice deep breaths. I'm just trying to give you a moment before the torture continues. Exhale. It's a good torture though, guys. It is. You know, people go to physical therapy and it's painful. It hurts after. That's what this is. All right, here we go. We're gonna go back to that first leg. We're gonna combine the 2 together. So, here we go. Now listen. When we go to add that arm, you're not gonna, I mean, maybe you can, and kudos to you if you can. Great. I know I can't. That arm is not gonna be able to come back nearly as far as it was once we add the leg with it, and that's okay. So don't think that it needs to. While we're here, I'm telling you this, there's a lot with this. So as we get here, we're going to put that leg back up. You could be focusing on, we're going to add the arm portion to it too. So you could be focusing on that bottom arm trying to come down lower. You could focus on both arms, fingertips trying to stretch in opposite directions, or you could focus on the top hand trying to move its way back. You decide how you want to, and this is one of those you don't have to stick with one thing. I usually change what I'm doing as I'm going. I do a little bit of this and then I change. That is up to you how you do this. There's a lot to this and we do hold it for a while, so there is time for you to play around with it and get out what you need out of it. All right, so let's just get in the pose first. So remember, even if you're just crossing the ankles or the leg, I'll do the ankles just for example real quick. Even if you're here, you're still gonna do all the top half the way we are. So it doesn't matter where your leg is, but get in the right position. Go back to the first leg first. Give that other one a little bit of a moment, a break. Get that leg in position. All right. So we're going to be really nice and tall. All right. Okay. So with that, we're going to be putting whatever leg is up. So it doesn't matter which side you're doing. Whichever leg is up, the opposite hand is either going in the hole or over to the side. With this one, I actually go back and forth. I usually start off with my hand here first in the middle and do a little bit of the twist, but then I eventually end up grabbing my leg, but it's because I use my leg as leverage. But that is up to you on how you do that, all right? So just get nice and tall first. Let's just take a couple breaths right here. One more breath. We're gonna lift those arms up, shoulder height. Exhale, we're gonna hinge forward first, that flat back. I hardly moved, it's okay. Opposite hand to that leg that is up is either going in the hole or down the side. You decide, the arm is shooting up. So remember, your arm could be over here. Just breathe right here. Remember what your focal points are. So I guess now that I'm gonna here, I'll tell you what I'm feeling, just so I guess I'm using that leverage for here because I'm trying to get my arm to go back a little farther, go a little deeper, because then I'm feeling that onto my back and down by my hip a little more. I'm feeling it in my arm obviously too, trying to get it back, but I'm really feeling it onto my back. Or I'm feeling it in my arm, but I'm feeling it on my back more so this way. And I know we hold this for a while. This one can get so uncomfortable. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Whew. Exhale, slowly move. Please, please move slowly. Do not move fast. You will hurt yourself for sure. You did one, you're halfway there. You're halfway done. Shrug those shoulders. Wow. I feel like that's a whole physical therapy session just in this pose. All right. This could be way cheaper than physical therapy. All right. Other side. Get that leg in position. Stack the ankle and the knee the best that you can. It might not be perfect, just do the best that what visually looks right to you. All right, nice and tall. We'll just breathe right here for a couple breaths first. After this, we're just gonna do some nice slow down relaxing things. All right, we're gonna take one nice deep inhale. Arms are coming up shoulder height. Exhale, we're hinging forward, flat back, do not curve the spine. I barely moved forward, that's okay. Doesn't have to be a huge movement. I feel like I need to move my ankle just a smidge. All right, now that we're hinged forward, opposite arm, opposite leg. It's going in the hole or over to the side. You decide. Just breathe right here. So perfect example, on my other side, my arm definitely can go straight up, or at least it seems like it's straight up. This one is definitely not on this side. But I'm right-handed, so that probably plays into that, I'm sure. Just breathe right here. I know this can get uncomfortable, so just nice deep breaths. It can be uncomfortable, but you're doing yourself a good thing by doing this. Two more breaths. One more breath. Ooh, exhale. Wowzer. Help that leg down. Be great to go in like a sauna or a hot tub after this, but I don't own either of those things, so that won't be happening, but it would be nice. I'll have to settle for my heated seat in my car. Shrug those shoulders. Wowzer. Holy moly. If you're not sore tomorrow, you better push it harder next time. All right, walk those feet out. We're just gonna slow things down. All we're doing is rubbing the bowl, cat-cow, and then we're gonna call it a day. All right, so nice and easy. We're gonna rub that bowl. I don't care how big your bowl is, how deep it is. It doesn't need to grow, it doesn't need to get bigger. We're just slowly slowing down and just to keep the body moving a little more. Nice and easy, but slow, slow, slow. Always give that pause, stretch at the back. Tucking that chin at the back. Now I will say, even just doing this simple pause at the back, whew, I feel sore right now. One more, nice and easy. All the way back, pause, stretch, other direction. Always give that pause, stretch back. I know it's easy just to keep going. I think I say that so much just because I need the reminder too. One more, last one. Pause, stretch way back. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. Walk those feet inward a little bit, but we're still having those legs just come straight off those hips. We're not bringing them all the way together. We're going to do our cat-cow. So I just want you to take notice of how you're feeling. All right, hands are going to be on those knees. As always, they just are going to stay there the whole time. Make sure those legs are not out too wide and they're not in too close. Just straight off those hips. Excuse me. Inhale. We're going to scoop up. Let that head fall back, pause, and then exhale. Roll on through. Nice and easy. Every time, that exaggeration of that curve in that back should be getting deeper. Let that head fall back farther and farther as you go. Slow and controlled. We'll do two more both directions and then meet in the middle. All the way through. Okay, come on up when you're ready. Just getting comfortable where you are. Just take two nice deep breaths. Exhale, we're going to bring it down through the center. Let all that air out one more time. Pushing those palms towards each other. All right, just being still right where you are. Maybe close those eyes, hands are just comfortable in your lap, whatever that is for you. Just nice deep breaths. I hope you'll just be still where you are and just enjoy being still. Having a quiet mind for a little bit. It's good for us to do that. And if your mind starts to wander about your to-do list, just acknowledge it and then come back to just being still and quiet, even if it's just for a few minutes. But I'm going to close us out. But I hope you'll stay right where you are. I'm going to come down through the center, pausing at my forehead. As always, just as a reminder, keep good, pure thoughts on my focus on Jesus. And then down to my lips, and that's just to make sure nothing but positive things are passing out to the world. And then down to my heart, and that's just to let His love to shine, to show Him in this dark world. The light in me honors light in you. Thank you for joining me today.